you faint?
No, is it no. What was it do?
Oh my God! What was it do? What was it do?
What was it do?
We are live.
What was it do? Are we live? Hi.
Yes, Lindsay, Robin, Dana.
Hi.
You guys are getting better at planning those stills.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
so
Kathy.
weird. It's so weird. And one day we'll show you guys how we do this, like how
This setup is just
YouTube requires the stills, like how they do it. It's very weird.
Damn it. I almost forgot to record,
we gotta record it.
Whoopsie.
It's really weird how it happens because you like the first time we had zero idea. So we're just like sitting, we're like never been live on YouTube before. We're just gonna figure it out for our podcast. And so we hit next, and when it hits next, it counts down 3, 2, 1, and then it takes a picture of us, and we were like,
and then you can't replace it. Like whatever you do, Debbie's here.
Not
hey,
unless
Debbie.
you post everything out and then go back.
Yeah, do it all over again.
We're like, okay, before
and
we
y'all
hit
know we
next,
never have
it's
time
gonna
for
be
that.
like something silly, something whatever.
Hey,
but hey guys, hey.
Oh,
hey,
Marlene is here.
I
You saw
the Zoom live. Oh,
you did miss the Zoom live, but that interview with Dr. Roman today.
That was the best.
Holy moly.
That was the best. Almost as good as the Zoom live, to be honest.
Oh my God.
It's real good. It was real good.
There's a lot of shit talk in the Zoom live too.
There's a lot of shit talk. Yeah, we do shit talking. Today has been shit talking. And this podcast is not going to be much different because we're going to be talking about shit talking.
Oh, we are going to be talking about shit talking.
We're going to talk about shit.
Let's get it going. Let's do it. Let's do it. Wait, let's have a cheers first. Happy Sunday, y'all.
Happy Sunday. We love you guys so much. Cheers to the freaking weekend.
Hi, Judy.
Yeah. Hey, Donna.
Terry said, "Hi, ladies. Still have questions from the interview."
I don't know. Everybody has. We have questions.
Hey, Donna.
We have so many questions. Okay.
Skull.
Tell me when you're ready.
Oh.
Welcome to episode number 0031 of Back in the Closet with the Two Crazy Cat Ladies. Guys, for those of you guys that follow our podcast, I always say guys after that. You notice that?
Well, I think that's very sexist.
It is, actually.
Women are predominantly
majority
those that are here.
of our listeners. But
I mean, so basically that's something that you're going to need to come to terms with.
Well, I grew up in the South.
I have no idea. Well, that can't always be your excuse.
That's not my excuse. Because
in the
South, you don't say you guys. When I grew up in the South. When I grew up in the South, it was always y'all. Y'all.
So where's hey guys?
So it's like you all. But then when I moved out to Vegas, I actually tried hard to lose my country accent.
Because she was ashamed.
It's just like some people, it wasn't bad. I didn't have a really bad country accent, but some people couldn't understand. And then I didn't actually yes, it was one of my goals to lose my country accent. And so one of the terms that in the South you say is y'all. And
I like y'all.
I know, I do too now.
I like y'all too.
I do too. I like y'all.
I like y'all.
I like all of y'all. But I was trying to go to the you guys instead of because in Michigan or wherever other places they say you guys instead of y'all, because that's a Southern thing, and then it's a you guys everywhere else. So
then you just shortened that to a very sexist.
So now I'm always just like guys.
Greeting.
You.
Oh my
Seriously.
God.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
guys.
We have stuff to.
It's just a thing now. I don't even know that I'm saying guys. I just always say guys. And I know you guys are not guys.
Wow. You can't stop yourself.
Y'all, I'm gonna go back to y'all. Hey y'all,
how
y'all doing?
So can we just talk about? So last week we were talking about we had Jay's sassy ass venting about how much more respect our cats deserve, right? So Lindsay said, "I say guys too."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's not just me.
I just don't even.
You say guys as well.
Animal Hyperbaric said Dr. Roman was amazing. She was so incredible. Right. Can I share the interview outside of the group?
Absolutely.
Please do. Share far and wide.
Yeah.
Far and
share
wide.
It everywhere.
We love learning.
In fact, she just emailed me and asked if she could share the link on her website.
Can I get a hell yeah, y'all?
Yes, please.
Hell yeah, y'all.
It was very informative. So for those of you guys that are listening, we just had an interview on Facebook via Zoom with the
one and only
amazing Dr. Morgan Roman. Marco. Dr. Roman. Dr. Margot Roman. I can't use my words right now.
This is funny.
But yeah, she was talking about fecal transplant therapy, a microbiome restorative therapy, like so many things that us as cat parents don't normally have a lot of access to that kind of information or how it could even help our cats, which goes back to, last week's podcast where we're talking about how all this information is out there for dogs and it should be out there for cats, and it's one of our goals to get all of this information out there to you guys as cat parents so you can get it. So if you are listening and you want to go back to Facebook, you can go back to our Facebook page at the Two Crazy Cat Ladies, TWO Crazy Cat Ladies. And you can
it was a live video, so
you can find that live feed and learn a little bit about how to restore your cat's gut, and which helps with like so many things like IBD and allergies
what she was sharing.
Behavioral issues. That was just some of the stuff that we talked about today. Those were supposed to be the 3 topics, but then we hit on so many other things, cancer, like.
I mean, we went all over the place.
Oh. She's flying airplanes or jets. It's jets.
Well,
those are jets.
I think that sound was pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
I think the people on the podcast understood what I was saying.
Okay,
with my noises.
Cool.
Okay, so talking about our podcast last week, though, and thinking about how we shared even how back in the day, people would call us crazy cat ladies, and we were kind of embarrassed by that. We're like, why? Or if they asked us how many cats we had, sometimes we would even separate the two. Like Jay would be like, I have 1 cat. And I would be like, well, I have 3. Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't like,
nobody thinks we're so crazy.
Right? We wanted to, you kind of edit it or tell just a little white lie about it, right?
A little white lie.
Because it feels.
A little birdie fish. It's another thing. It's another thing.
So we were thinking about it this week, like now where we're at right now is what?
I don't know. Continue, please.
Oh my God.
You just spit. I actually just started laughing because I thought, like, how funny would that be? I'm so close, like my butt. You guys can see this on YouTube live. So we're live on YouTube for those of you guys listening. We're also live on YouTube right now. And the microphone is so close to my butt. I just started, like, that second laugh was like, oh my God, what if I farted right now? Because we didn't put the pillows down in our chairs.
Oh, I forgot.
So it's a bit louder.
Sometimes
we're sitting in camping chairs as we do in our closet because we're back in the closet.
We are back in the closet.
And we're recording this live. So anyway, so try to stay still.
We are talking just a little bit about how
last night
we were embarrassed. So this week we got to thinking really about how easy it is to just say
be honest.
To be honest, but how it seemed so difficult back in the day to just say what you actually felt.
Or say what you think somebody else wants to hear. So, guys, for those of you guys listening, if you subscribe to our podcast and you've been listening, it's probably not going to make sense. Now, it'll make sense kind of if you follow the whole thing. However, we oftentimes talk about cats and our situations with cats and things that we need to learn about cats and things that we think are very important for cat parents to know. And then sometimes we talk about business and sometimes we talk about life. And today is kind of like the mixture between life and cats.
Yeah. And really, I guess if you go back 20 years and how we kind of made small edits or said little white lies about who we were as cat moms.
Or who we were as people.
That's a much bigger conversation. Coming to where we are now, it is so exciting our whole life is about cats. So we can say, no, actually, we want to stay in with our cats tonight. Or, hey, I mean, there's COVID, but even like last few years, we've been, our friends are like, let's go watch the fireworks. Let's go do this. And it's like, no, we're going to stay in with the babies because it's a tough night for them. And we want to make sure. Let's
get our pillows. Let's go.
Are you worried about some unexpected ass air?
Ass air. No,
not ass hair, ass
I
air.
heard, yes. No, I'm not worried about ass air. per se. What I'm worried about is moving around because I just like keep
No
wanting
Taco
to
Bell
adjust
for you.
my shirt and yeah.
You need to get comfortable. Can you relax?
I mean, I don't relax a lot. So I was like, I'm moving around too much. I got to get our pillows. So we just got our pillows and sat on them. Continue.
Okay. So now it's easy to be able to say, yeah, we're going to actually stand with our cats and not feel ashamed or feel like we need to come up with this may have happened today. So we're just going to stay. You know what I mean? Like how simple it used to be to let those little white lies slip out and feel like it was the better thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the person, or like we were talking about back in the day, Jae, I was away at school, and Jae had a bunch of friends, and it was kind of regular for them to all get together, hang out at the bar. And this one night, she just felt like staying in.
I didn't feel like going out. I just didn't feel like going out.
They started texting, being like,
"Where are you? You have to be here." Blah blah blah. And back in the day, and this is it's so. And we'll get to our day of truth in just a second, right? Mm-hmm. So we're kind of going forward and backwards and all over the place per usual. But
it's a shit show.
But they were like, are you coming out tonight? Where are you?
We
blah,
need
blah,
you to
blah,
be here.
Texting me. And I was like, okay, what excuse do I come up with? You know,
right?
first thought for a lot of us. It's like, oh, I should tell him I don't feel well, or I should tell him whatever. And then I remembered our day of truth, which happened before this, like long before this, years before this. And I was like, why am I not okay with just being honest? I'm just going to be honest. And that doesn't mean like I had to give him a whole life story and be like, oh, well, today was a hard day, so I did this and I did that and blah, blah, blah. Or whatever that day was. I don't even remember what was going on that day. I just said, hey guys, love you guys so much, but really just not feeling like getting out tonight. I'm going to stay in. I hope you guys have fun. It was like, and I hit send, and this is the conversation that we had last night, because it was like, as soon as I hit send, I was like, I felt so good, because over the years of my life, I had always just found some little excuse for everything. It was like second nature to just come up with a lie about it instead of just being honest. And then we had this day of truth one day.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't one day. It was an accumulation of, months.
Even it culminated into that.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah. Where we were, I really like your shirt today.
Thank you.
Yes, you look great in
I
that.
know. Tabitha asked if we were bowling again today.
She doesn't look like she's wearing a bowling shirt. I do, but you know what? I love these zippers, and I will do bowling all day long. I mean, not really. I don't bowl.
Can you imagine if I just had like Crazy Cat Lady on the back? It'd be like Team Crazy Cat Lady. It would totally look like a bowling shirt.
We should start a bowling tournament.
Okay.
Anyway, so we're kind of talking about butt hairs, Dana said.
Yeah. She said, Dana said, I hardly ever feel like peopling. I love that word. And all my friends know that. I always get the invite, but never made to feel guilty for saying no.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing, is that when you're honest, and this is what I was thinking, like in that moment, what I was thinking was, if these people are my real friends, then they're going to understand that and they're going to accept that. And they did immediately. They were like, totally understand. You do you, boo. I'm, we'll be out if you change your mind, blah, blah, blah. They're not like, oh, like get mad at you.
Like, what would we do? Are you mad at us?
But are those people that I would want to hang out with anyway?
Yeah, but those are people that we've known in the past. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's so much easier to come up with an excuse than to try to.
No, I don't think I've ever known anyone that would actually get mad or hold a grudge against us for not doing something because we just didn't feel like it. But since then, what the cool thing is that now everybody had, like all of us, all of my friends, we all have outs, which is basically just Missy now. Yeah. But Missy has an out. Like if she's coming over, if Missy's going to come over and she last minute says, so sorry, just don't feel like it. I'm like, totally fine, girl. Like,
we understand.
Do your thing.
That's fine.
I mean, we might have bought burgers, or we might have bought, for her and I, mushrooms. But she and I, her and I. Her and I? She and
her
I.
And I.
Her and I. I might have bought mushrooms, but not the
Portobello mushrooms that you
Portobello
stuff
mushrooms
with
that you
goodness
stuff
and put on the grill.
That's what we do.
Oh my
usually.
God, they're so good.
They're so good.
Yeah, but you're not going to reply and be like, wait, I got mushrooms. But that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Some people would be that way. It's like if something comes up or
I
you're
don't
just
want to
not
be friends
feeling
with
it.
those people.
I know, but in a way, it's like
a great way to weed out the bad, like the people.
They're not even bad though.
No, but the people in your life that are like people that you would actually want to be around versus people that you wouldn't want to be around.
Right,
you're
but
being
we both
truthful.
still know people personally, some very close, that if you were to say,
back out,
sorry, I'm just not feeling it tonight, I'd be like, okay, I have the burgers on the oven or in the grill already, but that's fine. You know what I mean? We would get that kind of
feedback,
response.
maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's.
So what do you consider little white lies then?
That is what I consider little white lies. Coming up with the minute that you have to stop and think, how should I answer this instead of just being honest, is kind of the line.
I got one for you.
What?
So I was in this week. I was in the car and I was headed to the post office, and on the radio, somebody had emailed in, had written in, and said, "Can you guys please help me? I have been overweight for a really long time. I found a trainer that has been life-changing. I've been with him, I want to say like 6 months. It was a female, and she had been with this trainer for like 6 months, and he was awesome. And she had lost 100 pounds.
Holy moly.
I think it was 100 pounds.
Wow.
No, maybe it was 60 pounds. I don't know. I don't
a lot of weight.
She lost a lot of weight.
With this trainer.
She's feeling really good about herself.
Okay.
The other day after their training session, he tried to kiss her. Right? And she pushed him off and was like,
did she
no,
say she had
she's married.
Oh.
She's married. So she pushed him off and, didn't kiss him. But now she's like, do I tell my husband? Because my husband will be upset about this, won't let me go back to the trainer or maybe even the gym. Or do I, what do I do in this situation? So lots of people were like calling in, lots of people were texting in, and getting, there was a lot of different answers. I think probably the majority was like, don't tell your husband, but quit the trainer and find a new trainer. But don't put that on your husband. But then is that omission of the truth? Is that a little?
No, see, that's a tight one, because I consider that, like, if that were me, I would tell my partner.
Yeah, I mean, we do that,
right?
Yeah.
It would just be part of it, and then there would be maybe a discussion. That's all you, boo.
But is it? I mean, but what do you guys think?
But
do you really
here's
think
the thing, though. To me, this is what I'm saying. Like,
but
I think there's
we
such a
want
thing
to add,
as, like,
if we know that we're not going to do anything with that person, we're going to add extra stress to our spouse. We're going to add extra stress to our.
God.
If we're going to
add a good topic, didn't we?
Oh Jesus! No, I'm asking you. What would you do in this? What would you? I mean, I know what you would do, but what do you think is the right thing to do? Probably what you would do, right? Tell your spouse, quit the whatever, and then quit the gym. What if I were the type of person that was like, no. Okay, you can't, not only can you not go back to the, but now you can't go back to the gym because you look too fucking hot with your like lost weight, whatever, and your bowling shirt on. Now you can't go to the gym anymore. And then she could just, gain the weight back because she's
here's my
on
thing.
This roll.
This is a multifaceted answer. Number one, I would tell my partner. Number two, I don't necessarily think that would automatically mean I don't go to the gym or see that person anymore. Because I think that it really boils down to healthy boundaries, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the trainer didn't know that she was married, or did he? And if he didn't.
He did.
Okay.
I think. Oh, I don't know.
Because
know.
If
yeah.
He knew,
I mean, they had been together.
And then he crossed the boundary.
Yeah, they had been working together. And she said she apologized to the trainer for like giving him any kind of like indication that she was interested in him.
Oh, no.
But,
oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, it was a good trainer. So Teresa, this is exactly like what happened. Oh my goodness. This is exactly what happened on the radio. Wait. So Teresa said, I don't know if I'd say anything since the kiss didn't actually happen. Right. Debbie said it would be worse, and this was a lot of people said it would be worse if the hubby finds out, and she didn't say anything. The trainer could leak it to the hubby, which they did say. They were like,
that's so nefarious.
JC was like, well, what if, I'm out with my wife and, this happens, and then we run into the trainer, and the trainer comes up and it was like, hey, I'm really sorry about that. I just want to say I'm really sorry about that situation. I know it was awkward and blah, 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 but you didn't know anything about it. Then it would be like, what?
That's why you have to share it with your person within your sphere.
So getting back to truth.
Right. So that's the truth. You share the truth of what happened. Yeah. And in that moment where it did happen, I think that I would hope that I felt comfortable enough to say, dude, you are totally crossing the line, right? Like, reinforce a healthy boundary. Like, if there was something that I said.
Would you go back to the trainer?
I don't know if I would feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think by the time I lost 60 pounds, I might feel, but I wouldn't want it to be some sort of like, oh, you fucked up and I'm not going to, recommend you to people. I'm not going to, you know what I mean? Like, but I think healthy boundaries and being clear about that means, yes,
I don't think somebody being attracted to you means you should get mad at them.
Right. But she's like, if she's apologizing.
Oh, well, she's apologizing for the fact that he apparently thought at some point that she was
on.
No, that's just a woman's kindness, right? Like, apparently that's what I would do. I would be like, I'm very sorry if you thought, if there was something that I did that made you think that I was attracted to you in a different way other than you being my trainer, but that's not the case. So, I'm sorry, I have to.
Are we going to be cool now?
Yeah. Can we do the like cut off, like, I'm not going to pay you for the rest of the month thing?
Like, you would try to get your money back?
Fuck yeah! What?
Oh, Lindsay said, I would tell my husband and find a new trainer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I would be uncomfortable going back. Just because if there was that much of a misunderstanding.
Like, when it comes to trainers like that, it can be really hard to find a good trainer.
But you would think, though, too, if you've already lost 60 pounds or 100 pounds, you've got to have some tools that you can use on your own outside of the trainer.
True.
So that you can continue with your healthy lifestyle.
And who knows with the husband, if the husband was like super jealous.
But that's it too. It doesn't matter like
on the person,
who your person is.
Yeah.
Because if I wouldn't be comfortable if I knew my person felt like they needed to tell me what to do in a situation that I shared with them, then that's also like, that puts me in a
weird situation.
More uncomfortable situation.
No.
Oh, did you want to say hi to everybody?
Zora wants to say hi.
He's like, yes, I want to crawl on the computer, please. That's really what I want to do. This is no fun. Don't snuggle me. I want to tap the keys. So yeah, I think that's a tough one, but a really good example for little white lies, because it's like, what do they call it? And the sin of omission, right?
The sin of omission.
Right.
Omission. It's a sin, like in the Bible.
Well, yeah. I mean,
it's the only time you hear about a sin.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that's like what I recall it being called, the sin of omission, where you just don't tell somebody something that's going on, or if you know something that could help them. So the omission thing is like kind of like, for me, it's kind of like I don't quite get it. I don't think omission is always bad. There are a lot of things that not a lot, but there are a few things that you guys don't know about us, like the size of my areolas. Like, that's a very good example.
Random. Like, but
I could give you a ballpark.
I'm not lying by not talking to you about it. He is.
Wow, buddy.
You're such a climber. My love.
Now I just hope he doesn't try jumping on the lights. He's going to be throwing shoes at us in a minute.
He's probably going to jump down right here. Mm-hmm. And then we're just going to, it's going to happen.
Anyway. Yeah, but there's very little. This is what I love, though. This is what I love, and this is what I'm excited about. This conversation, this topic, is because... Can you hear him? He's stepping on this.
He's stepping on all our shoes. All of our shoes. We have a lot of shoes up there.
Where is he? There he is.
Yeah.
What you doing, bud?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a little love.
Okay.
Oh, you kind of messed that up. Uh-huh. Wait, what did Dana say? You guys should watch this show, Big Little Lies.
Oh, yeah.
Judy said I had a man to try to kiss me at work. I told my boyfriend, but continued to work, and the man knew not to bother me because I let him know I wasn't interested, and he crossed the line. See? Yeah. So clear communication.
Communication is a huge thing, right?
Yeah. Well, and I think it helps when you make like a habit of good communication.
It's a habit. I feel like truth is a habit that you
get more and more comfortable with.
And it's so relieving, like for the energy, for the soul, like going back to Pam Roussel, like as far as like blocking chakra or releasing blocked chakras and stuff like that. I feel like these little white lies are what can really start to block our chakras because we get used to saying something that's totally not true, even though it's so small. Like it doesn't matter. Right. Nobody really cares. But I'm going to say, you know, that I don't feel good instead of saying I just don't feel it. You know, like not feeling like going out tonight versus, you know, like I am sick. Like,
like even so this one, I remember this was a tough one for me because you guys know that we drink a lot, right? So it was, I believe it was a Wednesday night live that I drank something, remember, where I was hurting. Do you remember when I was drinking, set my finger, started whistling?
Yo, do you remember?
And I got up the next morning and I was ill. I mean, like hungover. And I usually don't drink to the point of being hungover. But there was that moment of I can't go into work. I just can't go into work.
Oh yeah.
Remember it?
I do.
Remember? And I literally wrote an email and said.
She was like, I have to tell him I'm sick. And I was like, why don't you be honest?
Well, yeah, it was like, well, you think about it for a second.
Let's go back to the
like,
whole
I'm going to let him know this may not be happening this morning. And I forget if you said you just
I was like, what? You were like, I don't even know how to say, like, what to say.
I was still drunk, so I was.
Yeah, but she was so, like, frustrated with, like, how do I tell them I can't come into work today? And I was like, why don't you just tell them the truth? Like, what are they going to do? Fire you?
Literally send an email saying,
oh, shit, I'm sorry. I did not mean to drink this much last night because you didn't.
Right.
And instead, and I just so happened to wake up and I can not even function.
Oh my God. I couldn't find the bathroom and it was right in front of me.
And it was so sick.
It was bad. So
why not be honest?
Send the email saying I'm super hungover. So imbibed way too much last night.
And what happened? They were like, stay home, girl. We got you.
Be where you need to be. Right? But it's like those kinds of things, those little things where you actually just stop and think, so much easier to tell the truth.
Oh, and it feels so much better. Because now everybody knows the truth. So it's not like next day when you go into work and everybody's like, how are you feeling today? Are you still feeling sick? And you don't have to be like, oh, I'm feeling much better. Thank you.
Yeah, must have just been a 24-hour bug.
I probably ate something bad. Like, but I'm telling you, it's mind-boggling, life-changing when you can start being honest, not just with yourself, but with everybody else. And
that is where it starts.
It starts with yourself and then to everybody else as well. Yeah. Talk about our Day of Truth.
Day of Truth.
Oh my God, this is going to be big. This is going to be deep.
Oh, I don't know if I can go that deep.
Okay, we won't go deep.
Well, I'm trying to think.
Omission, the sin of omission.
Oh, there we go. So Day of Truth was.
Did you just poop?
No. I thought that the thing shut off.
Yeah.
Day of Truth, March 3rd, 2004. This is after many years, and maybe some of you guys had this growing up too, where you feel like you're doing stuff that your family doesn't necessarily approve of, but it's maybe it's part of living your truth, right? But it's not something that you want to shove in anybody's face, or maybe you're doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing, and it's not necessarily something that you want to share with those in your life that actually give a shit about you and would have something to say about it. Maybe there's a little bit of all of that going on. And it was one of those situations where I realized not only what?
You realized you were gay.
Really?
I mean, yeah, that was kind of it.
It's part of
right? It. Are we omitting that?
Well, no, I mean, that's what I'm inferring. But I'm saying in general, like there were a lot of things that were kind of going on. So,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a part of me that felt like I was doing my family a favor by not coming around more often, or by not telling them what I was doing all the time. And it really strained the relationship in my whole family. I mean, how could it not?
And it actually became to the point where you were starting to get upset with your family, even though you guys weren't having that much communication. Right. You were upset with your family because you decided in your head, because you weren't telling them the truth, that they were thinking something completely different.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
So there's just no communication. And Samantha,
key.
You're so right. She said communication is so important, and she said communication and trust. That is in so many ways what builds trust. Yeah. And so this whole Day of Truth came.
And being honest builds trust. He's going to jump on your head.
Oh my God, bud, you ready to come down?
Is he?
Z,
come here, baby.
you want to come down? Come on.
He's like, I'm gonna think about it.
Come on, bud.
Uh-oh.
Come on. Is he coming?
No.
I can't stand like that forever. 2.5 seconds was long enough.
Yeah, he has to think about it for a second.
Oh my God. He's so
Oh my God, and he's giving us love eyes.
Okay, so it all kind of culminated in a weird situation that just kind of happened. So
and then we call it the Day of Truth.
We call it the Day of Truth because it had just escalated to the point of
us sitting down, and we were reading some books.
No, it was my car that got broken into.
Oh yeah.
My car got broken into, and like a dumbass, I left my wallet in my car. Yes, I have a wallet, not a purse. And my driver's license was in there, and someone found what was left of my wallet, my driver's license, looked up, this is back in the day, y'all, looked up my name and found the Only LaFave in Knoxville, called my parents' house and said, we found this driver's license.
From Adrienne LaFave, or LaFave.
Right. And in a trash, like outside of a trash bin or something like that, but they called. And of course, me and my family aren't really talking that much. So my family immediately comes, like, doesn't know have I been mugged? Like, how'd they find my wallet? Like, what's going on? It's one of those moments where it kind of brings everything into perspective. And it was a really incredible, humbling experience to realize how much everything that I put in my head to kind of excuse what was not coming out of my mouth really just dissipated. Because the truth of it is that my parents love me no matter what, which I'm lucky like that. Very blessed. And they came down, and it literally went from kind of looking around the old city, looking for whatever else we could find, and sitting down, having coffee, and telling them everything. Both of us. Everything. Everything just came out. And
everything.
It was.
We're together. We are happy. We are certain that we are meant to be together. We have been on drugs. We have been blah, blah, blah. We are sober now, but this it's all happened in the past, 4 months. But
and we have 4 cats.
Yeah. And we have 4 cats.
And we have 4 cats together. But that was a turning point.
And we were in our 20s, mind you.
Not only was it
early 20s.
Early 20s.
Early for me. She was in her mid-20s.
I was 26.
Yeah. I was 22. No.
You're 21.
No. You were 27. I was 22.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, and it wasn't like the most pleasant conversation all the way through, but it was
so relieving.
A congenial conversation. And that's something too that my mom I think is really good. And I think it's something for all of us. It's been something that's really helpful for me to remember sometimes. And my mom exemplifies this so well. She said there's a difference between, and we have to be able to give people this, there's a difference between acceptance, like I can accept, I'm going to jump on you now. I can accept who you are, what you do, the choices that you make. I accept you. I love you and I accept you. There's a difference between acceptance and approval. And sometimes approval for something that you may accept someone else does, it may
I might not approve that you don't want to come out to the bar and hang out with me tonight, but I accept it because I love you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it was a really incredible day. It's why we celebrate March 3rd every year.
March 3rd, 2004 is when that happened. It was our Day of Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I really feel like bringing it back to cats a little bit, like last week when we were talking about, and I specifically talked about how we were, and you just said this too, but how I was ashamed of the fact that we were cat ladies, as anybody would.
Like our friends that had everyone. 3 or 4 dogs were so cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There wasn't any kind of like giggle or smirk about them.
No. But when they would be like, how many cats do you have? And we'd be like, 5. They were like, oh, wow.
Oh, you're those people.
You guys are cat
You
ladies.
guys are those people.
And we were like,
but hold on.
My love?
He's like, I'm trying to. Oh. Mama got you, baby.
Mm.
Oh, goodness.
Mm.
It's okay, man.
Yes.
Was that a little adventure,
Okay.
buddy?
That was an adventure. Anyway.
Woo.
Yeah. He was so trying to figure out how to get down. Because we're in the closet. And he was at the top of the closet. So anyway,
that's why it's extra funny that we call this back in the closet to us, because we did spend quite a bit of time there.
In the closet. We did.
Until our day of truth. Well, you were about to say something about bringing it back to cats, though. How we were embarrassed.
Oh, yeah. So like last week I was talking about how embarrassed I was of telling people that we had cats. And, I talked to people every day for 10 years about their dogs. And it was like, yeah, so this is what, and I would say, this is what we do with our dogs, meaning my family and my family's dogs, but they weren't my dogs. And then someone would say like a question, because I was on the phone like all day, every day. And they would be like, how many dogs do you have? And I was like, oh, no, I don't have dogs. My family has dogs. I have cats. But it was still like, it was relieving to me to just be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know how, I just feel like the truth, and the reason we call it the Day of Truth, I feel like truth is love. I feel like truth is God or the universe or whatever you call that, like higher being. I feel like truth is honesty is, and it really sets you free.
It really does. Yeah.
Yeah. The truth
really
will set you free. Like that's why that statement is that statement.
Hi, ever ready. Debbie said ever ready says hi. I love it.
Hi, baby.
Oh my God. So, yeah. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah. I mean, do we have anything else to talk about?
I don't know. I feel like we could talk about this for a lot longer.
We could. We did last night. I think talk about it for a lot longer.
Yeah, we did. We talk about it occasionally quite a bit.
We used to when we went camping and read books. We would talk about truth. It's literally, honestly, for those of you guys that know us and you know that like we love cats, I can talk about cat health like all day long, every day. But honestly, our very most passionate subject and something
the truth's coming out now.
Something that we have talked about since 2004. So 16 years. Our most passionate subject has always been truth, love, and truth and love.
I feel like there's a couple passionate topics in there that have, yeah, but basically, those are the big ones. Yeah,
there's a couple of passionate topics like truth and love.
Yeah. Religion's always been a big topic. Well,
religion goes back
because it's so fascinating to be like.
That's why I'm saying, like, religion. We talk about
so
religion.
many different religions.
Talk about religion. Like we studied religion together.
It's fascinating.
Like just on our own, like not like going to a school and like learning from a teacher. We literally did a deep dive as deep as we could. Hey, Michael.
Michael. She was like, "Hey, Michael."
I was like, "Oh, we have a boy."
I love you, handsome.
Hey, baby.
Oh, it's been too long.
Yeah, but like truth and love is really like our most passionate subjects, and all of the other things bring it back to truth and love. Like, and we can bring cats back to truth and love. Like we can bring religion back to truth and love. We can bring politics back to truth and love. Like all of the subjects that like we talk about on our own, we can like solve all the fucking world problems with truth and love. And there you go. There you have it.
Well, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, that's gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
So thanks for joining us. Sorry, it was like not like a lot about cats, but today.
We should do an outline next time.
Hey, I mean, we should.
No, we never will. It's always off.
No, we don't. We don't know how to do that. Anyway, guys, we love you so much, and thank you so much for joining us. We are going to be live on Facebook in a little
30
bit.
minutes?
30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Wow.
We're going to be live on Facebook for our Cassie review in 30 minutes. We love you guys so much. Thank you for joining us. Mwah!
We'll see you guys soon.
Have a beautiful day.
Love y'all.